Okay, so today we're going deep right into the world of forensic psychology.
Sounds intense.
Oh, it is. And to guide us, we've got Kerry Daynes' memoir, The Dark Side of the Mind.
Yeah, this book.
This book is
It's pretty wild.
it's pretty wild. And Daynes herself, she isn't just, an academic.
Oh, no.
No, she's been working on the front lines for decades with criminals, people battling mental illness and, those whose actions
Right.
most of us would have a really hard time even understanding.
Yeah. It's hard to wrap your head around.
Yeah. So we're going to get into some really gripping cases and get some insights into why people do the things they do.
I think what really grabbed me about this book was how Daynes mixes her own story
Right.
with these really intense cases.
Yeah.
She doesn't just, lay out the case files.
Yeah.
She brings you into her world.
Yeah.
Shares what she's thinking, grappling with these huge questions about why people commit crime.
It's not some boring textbook.
No, not at all.
She really brings these stories to life.
She does.
And she does not shy away from the dark stuff.
No, she doesn't.
She takes you right to the heart of it.
Absolutely. And she really pulls back the curtain on the justice system, too.
Yeah.
Makes you face some hard truths about how we as a society see mental health and crime.
Like what kinds of hard truth?
Well, for example, she argues that trauma is a much bigger factor in criminal behavior than we realize.
Really?
She even cites studies showing that over 90% of women in prison have experienced serious trauma in their lives.
90%.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a crazy statistic.
That really makes you think about the why behind those actions.
Yeah.
It's not just good versus evil.
Right.
There's so much more going on underneath.
Definitely. And that's where Daynes' perspective is so valuable.
Yeah.
She's dealing with people who, society might call monsters.
Right.
But she still advocates for empathy.
She does.
She's really big on treating everyone with dignity no matter what they've done.
That's going to be hard, though, right?
It is.
Especially with some of the people she's worked with.
Yeah, there's this one case in the book, this man who did something really horrific.
Mm-hmm.
But through her interactions with him, Daynes shows the terrible abuse he went through as a kid.
Oh, wow.
And you start to understand how he ended up on that path.
So it's like she's not excusing his actions, but she's helping you see him as a human being.
Exactly.
That must be incredibly tough to do.
It is, and that's another thing that makes this book so powerful.
Good.
Daynes is really honest about her own struggles.
Yeah.
The emotional toll of this work.
I can imagine.
But she keeps coming back to this idea that empathy is essential, not just for the people involved, but for society as a whole.
So it's bigger than just individual cases.
It is. She thinks it's the only way to really deal with the root causes of crime and build a better system.
So she's not about just locking people up and throwing away the key?
No, she's pushing for something much more nuanced.
What's she advocating for?
She wants to see a bigger focus on rehabilitation, addressing trauma, and supporting vulnerable people. She believes that if we understand why people behave the way they do, we can create a system that's both more effective and more compassionate.
That makes sense. Now, this is all pretty heavy stuff, but I feel like Daynes' writing makes it digestible.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Her style is so engaging. It's conversational almost, like she's just chatting with you telling these stories.
Okay.
She even throws in some dark humor, which, believe it or not, actually makes the book more captivating.
Interesting.
It's really a testament to her skill as a writer and how she can take these complex psychological ideas and make them understandable for anyone.
So after going deep into Daynes' world, what do we take away from all of this?
Well, she definitely leaves you with a lot to think about.
Yeah.
You start to question how we as a society respond to crime and mental illness.
Right.
If trauma plays such a huge role in shaping people's lives, what's our responsibility in dealing with that? How do we build a system that balances holding people accountable with showing compassion and helping them rehabilitate?
That's a big question.
It's a call to action, to look beyond the surface and really wrestle with these issues.
It is, and I think this deep dive has only scratched the surface of the dark side of the mind.
There's so much more to discover.
There's so much more, so go grab a copy. See for yourself.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Absolutely.
Until next time.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.